Now to Scientology's best-kept secret. The celebrity cult has long denied it preaches stories about aliens infecting humankind. But tonight, in a world exclusive, you'll hear Scientology founder Ron Hubbards explaining the story of Xenu the alien in his own words. Brian Seymour has the story.
And they had elected a fellow by the name of Xenu, could be spelled Xenu, to the supreme ruler, and they were about to elect him.
It's been Scientology's most fiercely guarded secret.
There is a base on this planet, and it is so shredded away as to be hardly recognizable.
This audio tape was recorded in 1968 as Scientology founder Ron Hubbards gave a lecture to the faithful.
Is there a God?
There is the agreement that there is a supreme being, yes.
Kate Sobrano's parents raised her from birth as a Scientologist. She's an operating thetan level 7, the same level as John Travolta and James Packer. Yet it's believed only about 10% of Scientologists are told the story of the evil alien warlord, Xenu.
I mean, people will say, hey, you believe in aliens. Do you believe in aliens?
I've never heard of it in all my 3 generations.
Okay.
Sobrano and her husband Lee Rogers maintain they know nothing about Xenu. Yet Hollywood star Jason Begay does. The actor left Scientology last year after 13 years inside. One of several high-ranking former Scientologists who confirmed to us that this audio recording is authentic.
Is it during OT3, operating thetan level 3, that level of study, that they hit you with the story about Xenu the alien?
Yes, that's when you first come into contact with the Xenu story.
According to Hubbard, it all began with an alien leader named Xenu on a planet which formed a galactic federation with 21 adjacent stars and 75 other planets. After some kind of revolt, Xenu collected the renegade aliens, or thetans.
They threw them into collection points, boxed them up in boxes, threw them into space planes, which are the exact DC-8s. The DC-8 airplane is the exact copy of the space plane of that day.
It didn't take them long to get to planet Earth.
The length of time from the planet Coltis to the planet Tigiak, which is the name of this planet, was 9 weeks. Then they dumped them, and then they set off hydrogen bombs on the top of each primary volcano.
Everybody has problems and troubles and travails in their life and spiritual, emotional, psychological issues. And Scientology understands the real source of these, which is that you're inhabited by space aliens.
Scientology promises it can teach you how to control matter, energy, space, and time. Yet no one has ever achieved it.
If Scientology is real, then something's up. Because it ain't delivering what it's promised. That's for goddamn sure.
Wow, that's sad, isn't it?
Here's something sadder. In other lectures, Hubbard explains how Christianity is a false belief, probably invented by madmen who found pieces of intergalactic information in 660 BC. Also that there is no God. When we die, we are implanted with the God myth before being sent back to Earth to live our next life. And only Scientologists have the power to save mankind in the intergalactic war that is coming. He warns his faithful not to talk about Xenu the alien or their own secret power.
You mustn't go around talking about being the people who are going to save the planet. You are the people the planet obeys. You are the people who own the planet.
And it made me think, did I really believe that?
And did you?
And honestly, I have to say, and this is interesting, I didn't, but I accepted it.
And then troops, not knowing what the hell they were doing, but fed all kinds of false orders, were fed in against the population to pick them up, one after the other.
Now, this afternoon, we received a response from the Church of Scientology who say their beliefs prevent them discussing the details from the highest levels of the church. And you can also read Brian Seymour's full correspondence with the church on our website. To the story of Xenu the alien and the Church of Scientology. Last night we reported exclusively how Scientology founder Ron Hubbards spoke about Xenu in a secret tape. Well, since that story we've been bombarded with emails and faxes from angry Scientology followers. So today reporter Brian Seymour tried one more time to interview a spokesperson from the church. Here's what happened.
And they had elected a fellow by the name of Xenu, could be spelled Xenu, to the supreme ruler, and they were about to elect him.
Today is a whole new world for Scientology.
There is a base on this planet, and it is so shredded away as to be hardly recognizable.
Our story last night was the first ever television broadcast of Scientology's founder telling the story of how Xenu the alien took prisoners to Earth 75 million years ago, blew them up in volcanoes, which led to clusters of alien thetans attaching themselves to our human DNA, where they still cluster today.
They threw them into collection points, boxed them up in boxes, threw them into space planes.
Other religions are open and honest about what they believe. Following our story last night, Scientology can clearly no longer deny the truth. It's about 12:30 in the afternoon. I'm here at the Scientology headquarters in Sydney. Vicky Dunstan, the head of the church, has said she'll consider my request for an interview. Chances are, like the other 12 or 13 times, she'll refuse to be interviewed. After our story last night, what we did get from Scientologists all over the country was a flood of emails and faxes, many abusive, one threatening, accusing me of being a religious bigot and having a personal vendetta against Scientology. I don't know how many times I can say this. I don't care what Scientology believes. All I ask is, why do they not be honest about it, like every other religion? I'm hoping to get an answer here today, but it looks like what happens every time is going to happen again. The tirade of abuse has been disappointing. Bigot, prejudiced, denigrate, obsession. Brian, I am so sorry for you. Sludge, demented, vendetta, propaganda that was done by the Nazis in World War II. Nearly all accuse me of making up lies about their beliefs. Incredibly, not one Scientologist comments on the fact that our story featured their idol, Ron Hubbards, founder of their religion, himself telling the stories about Xenu and aliens.
The length of time from the planet Coltis to the planet Tigiak, which is the name of this planet.
Those complaining to us say we're picking on a minority religion. Yet Scientology itself claims
Tom Cruise has introduced LRH technology to over 1 billion people of Earth.
Before all you Scientologists get back to your abuse, keep these words in mind.
So you can't be human and be right. The reason you can't be human and be right is because you think you've got to return the emotions which you receive from human beings, and they're wrong.
And the offer for the church to have their say remains on the table. Brian Seymour reporting.